Today's random spot, we'll be having a look at the worldwide company Control a Kid Remote Control. Make them do what you want. Finally. Finally. I don't have kids myself, but I speak from a generation of adults, maybe not even having kids, that go into restaurants, washrooms, general stores, department stores, and there's always those parents. You know who you are. Maybe you're watching this right now, shaking your head. It is you, though, we're talking about. But you let your kids run rampant. Those kids run around screaming, waving their arms. I don't know what they're waving their arms for. It's like there's a fire in the place. But they're screaming, hey, I want this! I want this! Kid maybe doesn't get the toy that he wants. Kid doesn't get the ice cream sandwich that he doesn't want. Kid doesn't get the hamburger that he wanted at McDonald's. Or even worse, kid gets the hamburger, but he wants the Happy Meal toy. I wanted Batman! Well, you know what? Life doesn't always work that way. At least there's a remote control for you. Spot picked this up from the folks over at stupid.com. I'll provide the link down below if you would like yourself to own a remote control for your own kid, maybe. For other kids, possibly. A control that finally controls the little vermin that we call children. Step A, I guess it involves two steps. Step A, this is you. Girl or boy, or this is maybe who you're directing the remote control towards. Step B is pointing the remote control and pressing the button. Yeah, point remote at subject, right there. Girl or boy, sometimes I wonder if they're just animals. And point the remote control, push any button on remote. Hope for the best. No batteries required. It's powered by positive thinking. I've tried positive thinking powered items before. It doesn't always work. It doesn't. On the back of the package, it says the Talent Shed, worldwide company, www.npw.co.uk. It's also made in China. That being said, Spot's going to take a break. I'm going to get this opened up, and we'll have a look better at the Control a Kid remote control. We'll get some ideas going. Stay tuned, guys. There's more heading your way. Don't go anywhere. With remote in hand, we'll flip it around to the back. You can see that there is a battery compartment, but don't try to open it. It doesn't work. Positive thinking. That's the only tool that we have. Unfortunately, that's the only tool that we have to defend ourselves against the children. However, we spin around the front of the remote and we have some fun and awesome suggestions that this remote has given us. Things that I didn't even think about. Obviously, the big, more important one, the two at the top. One says, be quiet, complete with a mute button. Oh, I would basically wear this button down to, this button would be gone. I would hand this remote to somebody. They would say, hey, where's the be quiet button? It's been pushed in. You can't even see it anymore. I've pressed it so often. There's also attitude. I want that off. But I get to go out with Shirley, right? Off. But you never let me do anything. Off. I hate you. Be quiet, followed by off. Other things that you can stop. Sulking, screaming, tantrums. This would be pressed a lot as well, the tantrum button. Oh. Again, I speak from that group. Maybe we're a small group, the group that doesn't have children. But I find this seems to be a problem nowadays, tantrums. I want this. And they always use comparisons. Well, he got it. Yeah, but I like him. I don't like you. There's also things later on in life when they get older. These will probably be pristine for the first little bit that you own this remote control. When the child gets older, however, you're probably going to be using these a lot more. Maybe a lot less tantrums, I would hope. Maybe a little more still on the sulking and screaming side, but definitely these will come in handy. No smoking, no tattoos, no piercing. Oh, I joke about this now, but years to come, you watch. It'll happen to me. And then finally, there is the main control console made up of grow up, tidy room, do homework, eat greens. This one could be a little gray. There are some teens that would say, oh, okay, Dad. No, not those greens. Say please, say thank you, do dishes, don't answer back, kiss granny. This one may not always be used. I've seen some grandmothers, and we may not always consider using this one. There's also the stop that and play. Not play the VCR, but go play. Go do something. But Dad, you said you were going to take me. Just go. Just go do something. followed by be quiet, because I'm sure they're going to continue going with it. And then there's also energy. Energy up, energy down. Now, wait a minute. You say to yourself, well, why would you possibly want to increase the energy of a child? Well, perhaps if you have a sibling, you have friends that say, oh, you know what? Ricky's always well behaved when he's with us. Oh, is that so? Yeah, he goes to bed when he has to. He eats his vegetables. He does everything that he's told. Oh, is that so? Yeah, it is so. Are you parenting this child? Oh, okay. Well, would you like to have him for the weekend? We would love to. And just as you usher the child out of your car in direction towards your friends, you would press this button right here. Make sure it's the plus button. Press it as much as you can until you see results, and then sit back and wait for the phone call. It will happen. The rest of the time, though, I will likely be using the low energy. That would be indicated by the minus button. Low energy. Be quiet. Low energy. These buttons would probably be used a lot. It's a shame that it's not powered by some magical battery that could actually control the fate of a child, at least immediate fate, but at least positive attitude will help you at least. Maybe you could even just leave this out on the control console, maybe by the television set. Kid comes in to ask you something. You deliberately kind of hint at him looking at this remote. Have the child pick it up and then ask you what it's for. And then you could try to convince him that this is what you use to control him, to keep him quiet and whatnot. You never know. You might be able to convince him. It's possible. Today's random spot, we were having a look at the Control a Kid remote control. Hope is still in your hands. All I can say is good luck. Just control your children. That's all I ask. Certainly stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have more random spots heading your way. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.